Hello and welcome to the 18th round of the Craftsman Cup Series, coming to you at Homestead Motor Speedway. As you can see there, the crowd are in fine voice here. Loads of fans that have turned out to watch this, what has been an incredible championship with some incredible racing to it. But yesterday, some fans there noticed we did a bit of qualifying, and Matt McLean becomes the third driver this season to hit 2 pole positions, the same with Zachary Fitzwater and Levi McIntyre. And next to him is another Pontiac driver in Wes McCall. Great qualifying for him, and best qualifying, I believe it is, for the 14 team. Starting on the inside of row 2, although you just can't barely see the car, is the championship leader, Danny Wells. Starts third on the grid, and next to him the winner of Daytona, Noah Hart. So it's all Pontiac. Good showing there in the first 2 rows. I was about to say the championship leader Danny Wells, but as I've already told you, he's sitting in third position. So without further ado, we are going to get all 42 cars out on this 1.5 mile track. There they all go. And as the last row of 20 cars gone, leave the way. Here's the starting grid. So the lights are off then on the pace car, and it does the sharp left into the pits, and Matt McIntyre will lead them back to the green flag. Well, not back to the green flag. The start is on for round 18 of the championship. Danny Wells looks like he's wanting to lead the first lap here, it looks like. And indeed he will. Danny Wells will lead the first lap, get 5 bonus points, and slightly extends his championship lead. As we're 4 wide there with Daniel Voiles and Jessica Shelton right there too. Listen to them. Oh, and Ray Hayden's just kissed the wall. Don't know who turned into for me right to go in there, but look at the cars file out 4 wide, maybe 5 wide too. There's going to be some cars that's going to scrape the wall. Brand Tedesco did, and Matt McIntyre got held up. So too did Wes McCall. So the drivers on the front row got really held up when Brand Tedesco just scraped the wall, and they're 4 wide yet again. And Jeremy Tackles already up into a top 5 position from starting in 13th place, and Danny Wells has got himself a tremendous lead already. But look at the racing from third on back, still 4 wide in multiple areas of the track. Daniel Voiles nearly hits the wall. Dylan Poteet also scraped the wall. His teammate Matt McIntyre has also gone by. Now you've got the 14 of Wes McCall, the outside posts that are already down there. There he is, came across the line last time by in P23. But looks like we're all relatively still good and going. And it looks like further forward there, Stammer Oskin in the 31 on the inside of Dylan Young. And the 28 of Jeremy Tackles. Oh, and Daniel Walls has scraped the wall. There's going to be a lot of drivers that's going to scrape the wall, but the top 3 have checked out. Jesse Turner has really checked out. Look at him, Jesse Turner, Danny Wells and Stefan Papies. Then you've got Dylan Young in 4th. 5th place then is either Noah Hart or the 31 of Sam Oskin. And just look, whoa, look at, oh, unbelievable stuff there. And I think someone else has just hit the wall. I don't know who that could have been. It might have been Jeremy Tackles there, but the field streamed their way into turn one, and just look at the madness of racing here. Multiple lines you can race around here at Homestead. Oh my goodness me. This is just racing everywhere you look. Look at this. 2x2 for like, what, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then you got Zachary Fitzwater just slightly leading ahead, and over. Oh, and then there's a crash at the back. Crash at the back. Brandon Ross was involved. So too was Trek Torga, who's a little bit sore from last week's big pile-up he did. And, yep, they are actually racing back maybe to the caution flag. And I think Danny Wells and Stefan Papiers are side-by-side here. So, yeah, they are racing back to the caution flag. Who's going to lead it then? Is it the 99 or is it the 32? It is just the 99. So as the pace car, well, as the leaders then will pick up the pace car. Let's see what happened at the caution to Trek Torga. Right, welcome back here. And this is what happened. I think Trek just gets into the 28 of Jeremy Tackles, and then he slaps the outside wall, and then which he must have came down in front of Trek, and Brandon Ross and Noah Carson, they were just innocent bystanders. And also the 33 of Cody Lammers also just goes onto the grass and gets back on it again. Looks like his car is relatively unscathed, but the 44 of Noah Cars and the 3, they were just, like I says, innocent drivers there, and got collected pretty hard there from Trek Torga. Like I said, Trek Torga's a bit beaten up from the big wreck that he had at Texas 1 week ago, so that's not going to make him any good whatsoever. So, well, let's get some more replays, especially from the onboards. Like onboard here with Cody Lammers. Oh, he just missed Trek. That was good avoidance too. And this is on board with Noah Cars. Just watch the 66 up ahead, and then comes right down. One more view from Trek Torga. Does he get into the 28? Yeah, he does. He did. He manages to keep the car going there, but with a bit of damage on the front. Well, we're back here to the action here, and it looks like all the leaders are pitting, but Danny Wells just decides to go into 3rd place. So Stefan Papiers, who should be 2nd place, and Danny Wells should be leading. But, you know, Papiers comes into the pits leading, and Wells goes into the pits while being in P3. As I think there's a little bit of a stack up behind, or just about going into the pit lane, and get involved with the 50 of Anthony McCrory. But looks like everyone is all going to come into the pits. No retirements though, so that's good to see. So here comes all the leaders in now, all coming into the pit lane. Hopefully no cars get stuck. I think that as we're looking at Jesse Turner as he pulls into the pits. So too does Charles Sanford, Noah Hart also. Out goes Papiers. And out goes Danny Wells, but it's been passed by Dylan Young. So Dylan Young is going to be leading to the field back to the green flag. Good pit stops there as well for Sam Oskin and Zachary Fitzwater. And oh, as well as Matt McLean too. So let's see what they all came out in when we get back to the green. Right, so we are getting back to the green flag. As you can see there, the lights on the pace car are off. We're going to be on lap 12 out of 67. So Dylan Young is now the new race leader. So he's got himself 5 points for leading a lap. 2nd place is Danny Wells. 3rd place is Stefan Papier. Seth Cole in 4th place. Zachary Fitzwater in 5th. Sam Oskin 6th. 7th is Noah Hart. JC Turner 8th. Matt McLean in 9th. And RJ Bishop up into the top 10. And he started 26th. So good going. A good pit stop there for the Hendrick crew. As well as the 24 of Cal Matthews, because he started on the same row as RJ. Anyway, we're back underway with green flag. Danny looks low on the 2 car. Looks like Danny wants to reinsert himself as the leader. Dylan says, no, you don't. And he needs to. And Seth Cole's already got his Coors Light Chevrolet into 3rd position, past Stefan Papiez. And Dylan and Danny, they always have a lot of arguing together on Fortnite. If you've not watched Seth's live streams, you know them two do argue quite a lot. So them two racing together on the track, this could be a little bit feisty between the 2 Ford drivers. But especially it's a lot more important for Danny because he's actually driving for a championship. Dylan, he started getting up there. He's up into the top 20 in points. I don't know if he's going to be fighting off for the championship. I don't know. But still, Danny still holds on to the lead. Let's have a look further back through the field. As we see James Qualls. And there's Kyle Matthews. There he is. He's up into 11th place. And there's his teammate Nathan Norman as well. Nearly in a 5-wide situation. And now RJ Bishop has really got nowhere to go. And he's going to be passed by a handful of race cars. And look who's actually making his way up through the field. I've just noticed that. Number 17 of the guy that's 3rd in the championship, Carson Gum. There's that typical thing there. Why it always happens, I really don't know. He started 42nd. He's up to 18th place now for Carson Gum. You can see some racing all the way through the field as we see further forward here. Danny Wells looking a little bit closer to the leader, Dylan Young. As further back here, first real wide activity there is between Jamie Smith and Noah Hart. Then you've got the 24 of Kyle Matthews, followed by the 10 of Charles Sandver. And here comes the 50 of Anthony McCrory, and yet again, 4 wide. Look at the drivers just trying to find any bit of free space, really. Just a free bit of tarmac just to drive their way into it. But like I said, this is like a 200 miles an hour rush hour for all these drivers here. So Jamie Smith has freed himself now from the 18. So too is Sandver. Now the next battle that's going on for side by side is this pack of cars right here, which could be potentially led now by Carson Gum as Jesse Turner is battling for, I believe that is for 4th position, with Papiez on the outside, Fitzwater in the middle, and Jesse Turner on the bottom. But looks like Matt McLean is trying to go underneath Jesse Turner, going into turn 1. Fitzwater's up to 4th now. And Papiez is going to be falling down just a couple more positions. And I tell you what, Jamie Smith and Noah Hart have actually really caught up, as well as the 10 of Charles Sandver. So they're now battling up front as Danny Wells looks a bit closer now. Danny Wells side by side with the lead, going off at turn number 4. The 2 still led that lap, but Danny might have the job done going into turn 1. Oh, he slides a little bit up on Dylan now. Here comes Seth Cole, and he's going to make it 3 wide, potentially for the lead. No, but Dylan still holds on to that lead, but now Danny Wells has been relegated into 3rd position. Look at the racing behind Carson Gum. Look at this. Look at them all. And Matt McIntyre there started on the pole, is trying to work his way back up through the field, but he's in a 3-wide sandwich with RJ Bishop and Brand Tedesco. And then you got Diego Ospina as well as Chris Summers in the middle, and the Viagra Pontiac and Stephen Colon. And here comes the 20 of Richard Johnson. He's had a miserable season in the Joe Gibbs Pontiac, as well as Joshua Collard in the 43. Yeah, just great racing. And we go 4 wide yet again. 3 Pontiacs and a Ford. Yeah, just look at the racing. This is fantastic to see there. And all in over 200 miles an hour. And now Diego Ospina has now freed himself away from this pack of cars. Meanwhile, looks like Seth Cole's wanting the lead now on Dylan Young. Seth Cole to the inside of the 2, but will Dylan leave it high? He's trying for it. Danny Wells is actually down to 5th place now, so Danny looks like his car's kind of struggling at the moment. But side by side for the lead, side by side for 3rd place. Can Seth Cole actually pass the 2 car, or will the 2 still hang out around the outside and lead the lap? It looks like Seth Cole might be clear and give that lap to Seth, and he will get 5 points too, as Richard Johnson, you just seen there, just kissing the outside wall. Matt McLean in 6th. James Qualls in 7th. Jimmy Smith looks like he's going to go around the outside for 8th place. Noah Hart and Joe Sanfer completing the top 10. And then you got Christian Martin. Look at this battle of cars here. Look at them. 3 wide, 4 wide. Heck, they could go 5 wide they want. Look how close they are racing. In fact, they are 5 wide. With Nathan Hudson and Matt McLean and Joshua Collard and Nathan Norman, who slaps the outside wall. None of his own fault there because he was in a 5 wide situation. Now they go to 4 wide, potentially 5 wide yet again. Look at this. Look at the racing here. Look at this. And the 2 Bill Davis racing boys there. Dylan Poteet, who's 2nd in the championship. This is just a nervy situation for him, right? Let's ride on board of him as he's getting close to the back of his teammates. But look at the positions he's lost, though, because I had to put the brakes on. And I think that might be McIntyre scraping the wall. And here comes the outside post sitter there. That green Conseco Pontiac, he's now down low. There he goes by. Through goes Cody Lammers too. Then there's Trent Dunham. There's Nico Ketchum in the 16. And that's a bit of the Black Thunder livery there. That would be Nick Gunther. There he is in the square D Chevrolet. Oh, someone has hit the wall quite hard. And I think that is Levi McIntyre. Yeah, Levi's hit the wall. Ray Hayton's through. Daniel Voiles also goes through too. It's just unbelievable racing wherever you look at. Look at this there. Chris Summers just scrapes the wall and all. Absolute mess. And what's this all for? What is this position all for? I mean, is it... Here comes Wes McCall. Wes McCall to the inside as Michael Norman hits the wall. Oh, and looks like we've got some racing up front here too. Look at this. And now Jesse Turner now leads. Jesse Turner now in the lead of the race. Noah Hart just hits the wall. Danny Wells has recovered now, going down as low as 5th. Now he's going for 2nd place around the outside of Zachary Fitzwater. But no, Fitzwater will hold on to that 2nd spot. James Qualls is in the mix, as well as Carson Gum. Look at Carson Gum fly through the field. That number 17 car has got an absolute rocket ship of a car. Last time by in 7th place, and he did start in 42nd place. Who's that coming out of the pits? That's the pole sitter, Matt McIntyre. So now he's going to cause quite an interesting inflammation on this lead battle here as Jesse Turner starts to pull away, and a big advantage he has now. But what a drive this is from Carson Gum. From 42nd on the grid, he's already up into 7th place, potentially maybe in the top 5. And don't forget, just a few weeks ago, Cody Lammers won Talladega from starting 41st. It could happen again with Carson Gum. He's not far off the leader too. And also, he's not far away off the championship leader and teammate Danny Wells as Carson. There he is. He's just gone up into 2nd place. Anyway, let's have a look at this mad bit of racing behind this lot here. Wes McCall is there. Here we go. We're back again with the pack of cars. And it's led by either... Well, it looks like Wes McCall has freed himself away from this pack. It's either between Cole Devan in the 42 or Joshua Collard in the 43. Here's a look then from the aerial view, and you can just see all the different lines these drivers are taking. Thankfully, no one hitting the wall this time. Look at that, side by side between the 43 and the 42. And Daniel Voiles is trying to stick his M&M's Pontiac below. And look at Nico Ketchum. Nico Ketchum in that black and white number 16, just side by side of the yellow Pontiac of Daniel Voiles. He's there too. But just look at the lines that these drivers are taking all the way around through 3 and 4. Don't hit the wall, everyone. No, we all got away with that. I was going to say I thought it all kind of settled down, but no, it definitely hasn't. Jeremy Tackles in the black and red Texaco Haviland car. Oh, I think Nick Gunther was running a little bit wide there out of turn 2. Let's have a look then at the lead battle that's going on here, and it is still Jesse Turner with a huge advantage. Look at the gap he's got. Then it's now Matt McLean is now up into 2nd place. James Qualls in the Ford in 3rd, and then you got Fitzwater, Diego Ospina, Danny Wells and Carson Gum. So you got 3 Roush Racing teammates as Jamie Smith claps the outside wall. And at the tail end of this is the 4th of the Roush Racing contingencies. There he is there, Nathan Hudson, the Texas race winner. Right on board with Nathan. Out of turn 4 they go. Side by side there. Noah Hart and Stefan Papiez. As Matt McLean goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. He is a lap down. But he's obviously made a pit stop. But Nathan then side by side with Jamie Smith. Nathan came across the line in 15th place. And I can see Christian Martin there in the 12th. It's about time we've seen Christian back up front here. Battling up front where he should be. After these last few weeks worth of racing has been really, really unlucky to him, as he's fallen down to 5th in the championship. But Danny Wells has actually fallen down. Danny Wells has fallen down the pecking order, and he's actually been passed by Carson Gum, his teammate. And looks like he's going to go down even further. So too is Seth Cole, who we did see previously lead a couple of laps. And now Nathan is going to stick it down on the inside, trying to help the draft of the 32 of Stefan Papiez. Oh, this is just unbelievable racing here at Homestead. I am absolutely enjoying this race as much as you are. 36 laps are down in the book now, so we're into the second half of the race. And now Jamie Smith looks underneath the 6 of Nathan Hudson, and now getting a good bump draft from his teammate Diego Ospina. And now Seth Cole, who I said that not too many laps ago, was leading the field. He's now at the tail end of the lead pack. Wes McCall, followed by Joshua Collard, and then you've got the 16 of Nico Ketchum, Daniel Voiles, RJ Bishop, Stephen Colon, Banjadisco, Coldiva, Nick Gunther, Kyle Matthews, Sama Oskin, and there is Dylan Poteet, second in the championship. He came across the line last time by in 27th position. Not really good then for the Caterpillar Pontiac driver. But I think over at Insane Racing, I think over drivers having a little bit of a rest at the minute there. And I think we're getting some pit stops already. Yeah, Voiles in the pits, Wes McCall's in the pits, Seth Cole's also in the pits, as well as the leader and Matt McLean. So who's now in the lead? Trick Tog was also into the pits, but his car was badly damaged. So I believe that might be James Qualls, as Noah Cars also heads into the pits. So yeah, James Qualls leads the field, so he gets 5 points. And I think he's going to tour his way into the pit lane. Matt McIntyre unlaps himself. Dylan Young stays out. Danny Wells and Nathan Hudson all stay out. But the rest of the other drivers come into the pits, as well as Ry Hayden, Chris Summers, Trent Dunham, Anthony McCrory as well, Jessica Shelton and Michael Norman. They all stay out and do yet another lap. Okay, they'll all come then. Please don't make any contact in the pits. Hope you're okay. It looks like RJ Bishop had a problem. RJ Bishop then must have nearly missed his pit stop unless he got touched there. And out goes Jesse Turner. Out goes Matt McLean. So to the Seth Cole and Wes McCall. Wes McCall actually gained a lot of ground on Seth Cole, didn't he? And in comes the third pack of drivers that came into the pits. So Danny Wells comes in. So to the Dylan Young. Kyle Matthews just about goes out in front of him. So out comes James Qualls. Now, where will be the 41? Where is the 41 of Jesse Turner and the 8 of Matt McLean? Here they come. Here they come. This is potentially for the race lead, but it's just a case of where Danny Wells and Nathan Hudson and Dylan Young also come out in then. So Jesse Turner's then effectively back into the lead, as Michael Norman is still in the pits. And out comes the second pack of the drivers. Levi McIntyre is also coming out too. I think he might be a lap down. Yeah, in the 37th place. And here comes Jesse and Matt and James Qualls. So effectively, the 41 is back in the race lead. And Levi McIntyre, Carson Gum just threads the eye of the needle and overtakes Zachary Fitzwater. That is for position. That's fourth place. Fitzwater then down to 5th, and Christian Martin's made a good stop. He's up into the top 10 in 6th place, and we're actually wanting to go for that 5th position on the inside of the 4. Oh, wow, wow, wow. More drivers then coming out onto the track then. These are lap drivers too. Yep, these are lap drivers. So Matt McIntyre then, from pole position down into last place, unfortunately for him. You've got Michael Norman, who's sitting 38th. He must be a lap down. So too is the Jessica Shelton machine. She's down as well, 1 lap down. So I believe the 93 may be 2 laps down. And then you got some cars there battling for position, as well as the lap car of Levi McIntyre. Sanford has now freed himself away from Levi, so too is Seth Cole. And it looks like the four car. Oh, did Zachary get into Levi? I think Zachary Fitzwater may have got into the rear quarter panel. Oh, we're nearly 4 wide now with Nathan Hudson. Yeah, Danny Wells is nowhere to be seen. Where is Danny Wells? Where is he? There he is, down there in 17th place. He came into the pits pretty much in 3rd place, and he comes out in 17th place. But maybe the only benefit to him, though, is he's got a couple of laps fresher tyres than the guys that are around him. Now, if these drivers can actually work well together to get into single file formation, they'll be quicker than these drivers that are all battling for position. And Richard Johnson's also back here too. He's sitting 41st, so he's had some problems too. Sama Oskin in the 31. Is he also on the lead lap? Is he? He's running 40th, and he's actually just been passed for that position by Richard Johnson. So we've got a couple of drivers then a lap down up here. Oh wow, Sam nearly gets into Daniel Voiles, who's actually on the lead lap. He's in 14th place, and he's trying to get 13th place from car 14. Yep, that is for position. He's just been passed by the 20. Don't forget the 20 is a lap down. So after these pit stops, we'll give you a rundown then of the top 20. So at the moment it is Jesse Turner that leads this race, followed by Matt McLean in 2nd place. 3rd position is James Qualls. So with a Chevrolet Ford, that's your top 3. Then in 4th position, we have Carson Gum, a long way back. But he's got 2 lap cars of Matt McIntyre, who's running 2 laps down, and Michael Norman, who's running a lap down. Then in 5th place will be Christian Martin. Jessica Shelton's running 38th. There's your 5th place car, Christian Martin. Followed by in 6th place, Charles Sanford. 7th place is Seth Cole. Dylan Young in 8th. Nathan Hudson in 9th place. And you've got this tremendous gaggle of cars, which looks like maybe 10th place belongs to Jamie Smith in the Virginia Tech Citgo Ford. Unless if Diego can drive it incredibly wide on the outside as we go 4 wide yet again. And he just claps the wall there. So 10th place then goes to Jamie Smith. Oh, wow, that's so close there. That could have been a caution. Fitzwater in 11th, Daniel Voiles in 12th. Ospina is falling down. He's fallen down now, pretty much down there. So then you've got Noah Hart there now into 15th position. Danny Wells has actually gained the spot because he was behind Joshua Collard. So he's now up into 16th spot. 17th is Joshua Collard. Nico Ketchum in 18th. Brandon Ross, who was involved in the spin that brought out the caution, he's actually done well to get up into 19th place. And in 20th place, completing the top 20, is Stefan Papies. You've got these gaggle cars here, which is Brand Tedesco, followed by Kyle Matthews, Chris Summers, and Cody Lamas there. They're all battling for position. Dylan Pote all by himself. Trent Dunham, he's not really improved his positions like how Carson Gum has. Trent is currently in 29th place. And you've got Anthony McCrory, Jeremy Tackles, who's in the top 10 in the championship. He's down in 31st place. Nick Gunther, Nathan Ormond. You've got Trick Torger and Noah Cars. And then there's the leaders yet again. And it looks like the second half of the race has been pretty much dominated here by Jesse Turner. If he leads the most laps, he will get another 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. And I think that's what's happening right now. Jesse Turner, he's leading a load of laps. But I think, you know, Matt McLean might be just doing something a little bit smart here. Just maybe conserving the tyres, just conserving a bit of fuel. He'll be happy, content to sit behind the 41. And then when it comes to the time, makes that opportunity to make the pass, he'll go for it. James Qualls there, still trying to hang up in touch, though, of the top 2. Still no change, though, in this pack here. Still led by Matt McIntyre, who I've said is running a couple of laps down. Carson Gum in 4th place. Christian Martin in 5th. I said, they've all gone, oh, look at this gaggle of cars here. Look at this. And this is all for position. McCall on the inside. Fitzwater on the outside. Daniel Voiles, Joshua Collard thinking about going 4 wide. Wow, this is just tremendous racing here. And we've got 15 laps of racing left. Look at this. Look at the gaggle of cars here. We need to go on board with someone. Oh my goodness. Look at Danny Wells. He's taking massive risks. Look at the view here from Zachary Fitzwater. Where can you go? Look at the cars all moving. They can't even keep their lines going. That's the dirty air. Oh, Danny Wells just hit the wall. Look, this is what you can see from Zachary Fitzwater's view. Just cars everywhere. And Diego Ospina will go 4 wide again as Noah Hart kisses the wall. And now, Rai Hayden is coming to the thick of this battle, as well as Cole Diva and Brandon Ross. As well as Stephen Colon and Noah Hart, so we fell back to the tail end of this pack of cars here. And I do believe there are no lap cars in this at all, so it looks like we're going to have some great racing back there. As now the leaders have actually passed the lap cars of Noah Cars and Trek Torga, and looks like Matt McIntyre is trying to make a look on the inside of the 66. But Matt, who is the only driver that is unfortunately 2 laps down, and now Michael Norman will go make a move. This is a battle for position, the 66 versus the 7, and Michael Norman goes through. Like I says, that is for position. And now Carson Gumm is starting to get a little bit racy. He's got loads of traffic in front of him, and he is on the lead lap. As Matt McLean looks a little bit closer to the back. And James Qualls, to be fair, has actually caught up with him. Next time by, we're going to have 10 laps of racing left. Now, then the next guys that they have to get by is the 25 of Nathan Orman, but he is quite far ahead. Let's have a look at this pack of cars here then. As it's all the way back down here, and yet again, 4 wide. Stephen Colon is now past Danny Wells. What's happening to Danny Wells? His car's kind of struggling. He's down in 21st position. And Carson Gumm is running in 4th place. So Danny Wells' championship lead may go up in smoke as we go into the penultimate round, Atlanta, next week. He's got to salvage a fairly respectable spot, but he's got to get close up to Daniel Voiles for that to happen. And where's Daniel sitting at the race at the moment? Where is he currently sitting? In 11th place. And there's Jamie Smith there up in P10, so that's a huge gap. Jamie Smith then stuck in some heavy traffic now. And also you've got Nathan Hudson too, as Seth Cole is actually, they're 3 wide for position actually. Seth Cole, Christian Martin and Charles Sandford. This is the battle for 5th place, and Dylan Young's also there too, as well as the 6 of Nathan Hudson. So this is all battling here for position for the 5th spot. Right, Carson has now freed himself from the lap traffic, so he's going to try and chase down the top 3 that are ahead of him. If he's got actually time to do it. It's a pretty big gap. I don't know if he's got time to do it though, unfortunately. Because we have got now less than 10 laps to go. And Dylan Young then goes into 5th place, but not for long. Dylan Young, I meant to say Seth Cole's up into 5th place, but not for long. Here comes Dylan Young to the inside in the Penske Ford. Good showing this actually from the 2 Penske drivers, the 2 and the 12. No, they're battling here for a top 5 spot. Both of them in the top 10 too. As Nathan Hudson will now stick his Ford underneath the 10 of Charles Sandford and Seth, and potentially to Christian Martin. Next time by, we're going to have 5 laps of racing to go. Let's have a look again further back through this pack of cars, which now Wes McCall, Nico Ketchum, Diego Spina, Brandon Ross, Danny Wells. And Daniel Voiles has actually fell down a couple of spots, and now Danny Wells is making spots up. And I can also see further behind Noah Hart and Zachary Fitzwater, Brandon Tedesco is trying to bring along Kyle Matthews, Chris Summers, and Cody Lammers and all. I just don't know if they've got actually time to do it, as we've got 5 laps of racing to go on. Lap 63 out of 67. And again, the madness of cars. Oh, there. Let's ride on board with Stephen Colon and just look at the amount of cars here. Oh, Danny's been shoved out to the outside by Daniel Voiles. Four laps to go this time. Joshua Collard down low. Daniel Voiles in the middle. Danny Voiles up top. More championship points lose, and then for the championship leader. How many cars in there? And Brandon Ross, I believe, is leading this pack of cars. Well, in fact, Nico Ketchum has actually freed himself away just outside the top 10. But again, give credits to the three of Brandon Ross, who, like I said, was involved in the first caution, got spun around, but he's up into 12th place. That's some going there. Anyway, we've got 2 more laps of racing to go, so we need to get back up here to the front, and actually leading the 5th place now is Dylan Young. As now we've got 2 laps of racing to go, and it's Jesse Turner who's been dominating the second half of this race. But here comes Matt McLean. He's his opportunity. He thinks it's now. Is he side by side with the 41 into turn 3 for the penultimate time? They're going to get the white flag this time by. Can Jesse hold on? That's a song by Bewitched, by the way. But on the white flag, and Matt McLean is through. Matt McLean into the lead. Or is he? Or is James Qualls going to make it 3 wide? The lap car of Nathan Ormond is not going to be a factor in the end of this race, but Matt McLean is clear of the 41. But can James Qualls drive it down low? He tried to. He was trying to stick it down low. Matt came a little bit aggressive there, but looks like he's going to hold it off and get his first win of the season as there's smoke across the start-finish line. They take the caution flag, but anyway, Matt McLean wins the race. 4th then for Carson Gum, 5th for Dylan Young, and where did all these drivers come from? Here they all come, and there goes Danny Wells. Here comes Zachary Fitzwater, and oh, look at this tail of cars here. That came up quite quickly. So we're going to have a look then at what happened on the backstretch to bring out that caution coming to the checkered flag. And this is what happened to bring out caution number 2, and it involves the 32 of Stefan Papies. Just watch the 14. He gets a little understeery, just coming off of turn 4. Papies gets the run. There's the contact, and then Papies goes into the 42. And that's how the second caution came out, as the flagman waves the white flag. And that's what just happened there, and then just hits the inside, the pit wall there, Papies. And yeah, that is what happened to bring out the last caution there. But there you go. And that was also quite big as well for Danny Wells, because he gained 2 spots out of it there. So that's potentially, 6 points gained? We'll have a look at it from his point of view. And this was on board here with Danny Wells. He was sitting in 21st place. Just the 14 just goes up the track, hits the wall. Never backed off the throttle, but just couldn't get by Wes to bring out the caution there. This is actually from the back of Wes McCall. Yeah, and Danny just didn't have enough time to get by him. And this is on board with Matt McLean, and this is how he managed to get the win. God only knows how he didn't know the caution was out then on the last lap, but he thought the time was now. It was 2 laps to go, 1.5 laps to go. He thought it was now to make the pass, and then he's like alongside the 41. We'll see it from James Qualls' view here, so you can see the flagman waving the white flag. You see the green light there? Still the green light. And then James Qualls is trying to go into 2nd place. Now the caution lights are out, so they're racing back here for the win. And Matt McLean is clear of the 41, and he drives it in deep there, and it spooked James just a teensy bit there. So Matt McLean, using his experience there, as the smoke is billowing there on the inside of the track, and that's how Matt McLean won his first race of the season. And it's a much needed one too, to try and get himself back into championship contention. But yeah, there we go. I think that's a pretty camera view actually too. Let me get back on that view. There you go. As you see all the field there, look at a beautiful view of that track there. What an absolute tremendous race there. I certainly enjoyed it as hopefully as much as you did there. But well done then to Matt McLean on winning round 18 of the championship. All the cars are now heading off into the pits. I don't know why the safety car is, well, the pace car is still out there. That should just go into the pits no matter what, because it's the end of the race. But there you go. There you have it. That was Homestead, the third to last round of the championship. We'll get the official results and the point standings in the next shot. But until then, give this race a like. And, you know, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And I'll post something like a Discord group in the chat or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, here's the official results and the points after Homestead, and we'll see you next week for the penultimate round at Atlanta.